For most people who might be putting together an event, it's like, all right, put together a page, book a hotel room, just put everyone in there, teach them some stuff and let them walk out. In your case, you've started paying attention to a lot of the details, like the experience that people were actually having there. And I'd love to kind of unpack, like, what is it that you noticed that you could do differently, and why was it so special when you did it?
Yeah, I think that it was quite a journey of, starting out and finding what works and fine tuning it over the years. It definitely wasn't something that I just kind of hit the ground running with. But I would say that what started to emerge for me over time was that people don't want to attend an event. They want an experience. They want to be guided through an experience. And that really started to become the crux of what I was doing is what are people experiencing from the moment they arrive until the moment they leave? And even before and after that, right? From the moment that they come into your space, what are they experiencing? And how do you put yourself in the shoes of the attendee? Because very often as businesses, as brands, we have the hat of the host, of the organizer, of like the content. And we're not so often stepping into the shoes of the actual attendee. So this for me was really, really important, was to look at it from that lens and that perspective. And also, I would say one of the critical things is to get really clear on the intention, being really clear, like, why am I doing this event? What is it that I want my people to experience? What do I want to experience for myself? What are my goals? What is the journey that I want to take people through? What do I want them to walk away with? So these for me are like really, really essential questions that when you start with that clarity of intention and just delivering an absolutely incredible experience, whatever that might be, that then informs and guides everything else, your venue, your planning, your themes, your content, your speakers, all of that. So for me, it's so important to get really clear on the intention and to be very clear on what is the intention you want for your guests.
That's very interesting. There's a couple things I want to unpack from what you said, and picking on this last point of intention. Is there such a thing of putting together an event with bad intentions? And if the opposite of that is good intentions, what could be examples of good intentions we should be thinking about?
Yeah. I'm just going to say it, but I think some people, there are events that are purely enrollment events, and they're kind of this bait and switch thing where they say they're going to be valuable and really they want to sell you something. Really, all they care about is like the profit or the money. That for me is not having a pure and good intention, right? Like for me, the experience comes first, and the profits are a byproduct of delivering an incredible experience. So that for me is like a bit of a distinction. Of course, some people will say, well, like going into it with profits being the end goal is like not bad. But when it trumps the experience, for me personally, it's a little bit questionable. So that would be an example perhaps of like a bad intention is taking the focus off of the actual experience and the value that you're delivering.
And so in opposition to that, what would be a better way to actually set an intentions if it's not going to be set just, it's interesting because it's almost like you're putting the outcome as your priority, but it's actually the experience that's going to create the outcome that you want, not the goal of it.
Yeah, exactly. So your goals, events can have all different kinds of goals and intentions. Of course, it could have a financial goal, and that's totally okay. There could also be an intention that you want to have bigger impact. You want to reach more people. There could be an intention that you want to deepen your relationship and your connection with your clients. An intention could be you want to create more clients. An intention could be that you want to deliver your most potent, profound work that you know works best in a live setting. With your an event. An intention might be that you want to build tribe, community, connection amongst your brand, amongst the attendees, right? So these are all different kinds of intentions that you could have for your event. And of course, there's many, many more.
I love that. And just piggybacking on this is the fact that you speak about community and tribe. And this is something I've already been sharing a lot with this podcast, is that's kind of a very powerful layer before having someone become a client. There's like an opportunity for people to be a part of a community or a tribe. And I'd be curious to know, like, how important do you see that element when you're building an experience within an event?
I see it as one of the, if not the most powerful aspect of events, is that community and connection. You might know this, and this is something I say often, but when, at A-Fest, we had such a high number of repeat attendees. And sometimes 60%. And I was so curious of like, what is it that has people coming back again and again? And so we polled them and we asked them. And the number one reason was not the content or the speakers. It was not the gorgeous destinations that we were taking them to or the 5-star hotels. The number one reason that people were giving for coming back again and again to the event was tribe and community. They had found their best friends, and the event had become the vehicle for them to be reunited with their favorite people. So I find events to be so, so powerful for building community and connection. And for me, I think that it's just almost impossible to replicate that in an online setting. Like, there's just nothing that beats that face-to-face connection.
Yeah, I agree. And, just like I said at the beginning, I think there's a massively beautiful opportunity right now, because if it was already something that's so special, it's even more special now that we've been separated for so long. I'm seeing events sell out so quickly.
Yeah.
People are doing retreats and people are having success doing that.